Today we're in John chapter 11, and the context is that Jesus' close friend Lazarus has just died, and Jesus received word about it. He tells the disciples they're going back to the same place that they just tried to stone Jesus, and they go, "Why are we going back there?" Jesus said, "Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble, because he sees the light of the world. But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles, because the light is not in him." He's not talking about just the sun, but the light, being close to Jesus, walking in good ways, being close to God. Verse 14, Jesus told them plainly, "Lazarus died, and for your sake I am glad that I was not there, so that you may believe." Like, Jesus is glad for their sake. They should be glad that he wasn't there to prevent Lazarus' death, so that they can believe, so they can see that resurrection. A crazy thing to say. Then Thomas, having great faith, says, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." And so he has this heart, this faith of, Jesus, we're going to go and get to die and be resurrected too. But that's not what's going to happen. They're going to watch Lazarus's resurrection, but he's still having faith of, like, let's go, yes, trusting that Jesus can do that. Jesus says to Martha, the sister of Lazarus, your brother will rise again." Martha said, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day," which, again, if you think about it, it's crazy. It's like, oh yeah, Jesus, of course I know you'll raise him from the dead again, but not today, is what she's thinking. Jesus says, no. "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?" And she said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is coming into the world now." And it's such a beautiful thing there. Like, her faith is amazing. And it says Jesus wept, and Jesus was deeply moved. He had these emotional moments. He was welling up. And there's the context that Lazarus was raised in front of people. And some of the people that saw that went to the Pharisees and told the Pharisees what Jesus had done. Their heart was coming to the Pharisees saying, "Oh, well, I want a second opinion on, I just saw somebody raised from the dead," or "I want to argue about it," or "I want the familiarity. I want to be, have the familiar comfort of the Pharisees ruling over me." And so when they tell the Pharisees this, the Pharisees in verse 48 say, "If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and our nation because of his signs." And so they're not worried, they're not humbled at all by Jesus just raised somebody from the dead, right? They're just like, okay, well, how can I immediately be selfish and worry about how I can get the most power out of the situation? Then I'm going to read the last part backwards, but in verse 57, the chief priests during this Passover festival and the Pharisees had given orders that if anyone knew where Jesus was, they should let them know, so that they can arrest Jesus, which is how people knew to ask at the Passover festival while they were standing in the temple, "What do you think?" to somebody sitting next to them, "that he will not come to the feast at all?" And so they were asking this, wondering and talking about where Jesus is and if he'll come. They were curious about Jesus rather than wanting to arrest him.